58-35. Whoopdeedoo. You know, I don't think I've ever been this unenthusiastic about a win. Ever. I mean, I love my team. I love my Sooners. And I love it when we go to face off against other home teams and totally beat them down at their own homecomings. I mean, that's a good game. That's a good game. I mean, when you can go to another team's stadium and do that to them, it's a good game. But on the other hand, it's Kansas State. For the most part, it was a good game. I mean, our running game really came along. I mean, we didn't see much of the Sam Bradford air show over Manhattan today. He didn't have as many passing yards and touchdowns as he usually does, and his efficiency was a little off. But that's okay because the running game more than made up for it. I mean, DeMarco Murray, that guy is finally looking like the running back he was back in 2007. He and Chris Brown, they ran all over the Cats. And Gresham just powered his way into the end zone. Another guy, Quentin Chaney, I think he was stepping in for Manny Johnson, who was on the sidelines, playing it safe with his dislocated elbow, which is a good decision. Quentin Chaney stepped up and had a great game today. And Broyles returning that punt for a touchdown. Every week, I become more and more glad to have him on the team. He gives me more hope for when Iglesias and Brown leave next year. And Iglesias, he had a good game too, sans a couple of dropped passes that should have been caught. But I'm not a football player, so I can't judge all that much. So again, this was Kansas State. I'm finding it really hard to be all that much excited about this win because this was expected of us. We were expected to come in here and dominate this Kansas State team. Our players were just doing what was expected of them. And there were just too many things that I didn't like about this game. Special teams. I have a freaking heart attack every time we turn the ball over. Every time we give the ball back, I am sitting here chewing my nails out. And for good reason, too. I mean, we had a 28-something lead, and then they came back and tied it. I mean, I gotta give props to their quarterback, Freeman. He's an athletic, big guy. I mean, he made it look easy, and that was the bad thing. Our defense has got to step up. We were trying to blitz Freeman a lot. And our defenders were also undercutting the receivers to try to intercept it. And when it didn't work, the ball went into their hands, and they went for it. We have got to play smarter defense. Yes, I'm harping on my team. I'm harping on my team even though they won because I love the Oklahoma Sooners. I love this team. I have such a passion for my team, and I know they can be so much better than what they're doing right now. I know they can be better. I've seen them be better, and it's just frustrating sometimes because I'm not going to be one of those fans who's just going to sit here and be in denial about the fact that we have weaknesses on our team. We have very big weaknesses on our team in the defense and the special teams. I don't care if we're heavily favored to win these next two games against Nebraska and A&M because I'm not even focusing on those games right now. I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking ahead because as soon as these next 2 weeks are over, we go to the big dogs. Texas Tech comes to Norman. And then we go to Oklahoma State in Stillwater, which I am convinced is going to be one of the biggest bedlam games that I have ever seen. We have got to be ready for these next two games. Texas, I have always given Texas their props since they beat us in the rivalry a couple weeks back. They are looking more solid all the time. I honestly thought Oklahoma State might be able to do it, and they almost did. They almost did. They ran out of time. If they had had a couple minutes more, I honestly don't know what would have happened. I don't know, but Texas is looking solid. And unless they lose in Lubbock, then, I mean, in my opinion, Tech is the Longhorns' last hurdle. But if the Red Raiders can take them down, if we can take down Texas Tech and Oklahoma State in Stillwater, then I think we have a legitimate shot for the Big 12 championship. But right now, there's no way to tell anything. I've got no predictions. I can't see any clear-cut results over the horizon. I just can't. But I know what we need to sort out. So if we're heavily favored to win in these next 2 games, then let's fix the problems we have. One thing that frustrates me is we can acknowledge the fact that we have problems on our team, but it is another thing altogether to never fix it. We have been seeing these long kickoff returns all year, and we have been seeing these weaknesses on defense all the time. I don't care about the fact that one of our guys, Ryan Reynolds, went down. Ryan Reynolds is a great player, and I was so sad to see him injured. He is sorely missed on this team. But one player is not the defense. And I hope against all hope that Austin English comes back for the next game. We cannot afford one more injury. No more injuries, especially on the defense of all things. Look, my team came out. In the end, they pulled ahead. And they beat down the Kansas State Wildcats, which I am happy about. It was a win. It was a good win. I'm happy for my team. I will always cheer for my team. But I've got to harp on them because we cannot continue these problems if we want a shot at the championship. Look, that's all I gotta say for right now. I gotta get going. So, Sooners fans, I'm not sugarcoating it. We have things we need to fix. But I'm also confident that we can fix them. So, Boomer Sooner. Next Saturday's Nebraska. Let's take it to them, guys. Sooner Sun 2 out.